Guys, it's Sky bringing another video. I want to do this video just on my parents. I made a few videos now and I've let you guys in on my life and the things I've been through, but I want to share more with you guys and nothing, this isn't anything directed at them. This is pretty much just for the most part of, the process that happened and how they acted and how they reacted to everything they heard. It's, a very difficult situation for parents when they find out, it's, I understand it's me that has to live it, but, they lose something, and it's very difficult for them. And sometimes, people don't see their side of it, and like me, I felt selfishly about my decision and what I wanted to do to make myself happy, so there was a period of time where I didn't worry about other people's feelings. Like I just wanted to be myself, and I hated that. I hated feeling like that. I hated acting like that and feeling like, I was a selfish person. So it's nice to finally be myself because now I can focus on, doing the right things and doing things that are positive and, just showing the positive of all things and, and kind of go through what everyone experiences, what I've learned of what, my parents shared with me of, what was hard for them, and, I don't have the greatest relationship with, with my parents. And I mean, I do with my mom, but we're not super close in the sense where we talk all the time, and that's just more based off our personalities and just how we act. Me and my mom always, for the most part, have got along. And my mom's really the person that really helped carry me get here. Like she carried the crap out of me. I'm in the video game world, and we, when you're on a team where somebody does all the work, that was my mom. And you know she, you know if it wasn't for her, I don't think, I talk about my grandma, but the person that's been there day in and day out, never wanting more than anything than just the best for me, never was selfish, always worked hard, and she's had a job pretty much since I've been born. She's worked, and she's a hard worker. And I hope there's a day in my life where I can give back more to her because she deserves that. Like if there's somebody in this world that deserves something nice, it's my mom. She's never asked. She's always done good things and never asked anything in return. And one of the most respectful people I've ever known. And unfortunately, she doesn't get enough credit, and I want to be able to acknowledge her on here on how important she is, to me, and how much of an amazing person she is, and there's a lot of things in her life that she was never able to experience, and I felt bad because I wish, I want her to, have everything and, experience everything. Like if I could do anything for one person in this world, I'd love to do it for my mom and, do something magical for her where, she does something that she never thought was possible. I think that'd be really cool. And hopefully, one day, I could be successful enough to give that to her because she's really important to me and I want her to know that, and I know I'm not the best kid, but I try to be the best daughter that they can, have. I know that I don't really see eye to eye with my dad. I know he really doesn't understand what I'm doing. And, the generation he comes from, I can understand why, I'm not judging. It's just hard when people don't believe in you and what you do. I'm trying to do positive for the world. And, certain people have opinions, about the things I do. And that hurts because, for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm good at something. I feel like, I'm passionate about it and I want to get better at it. And I've always been the type of person where, I've done one thing and I get bored. I do another thing and I get bored. Like I'm really good at it at first, then I get unmotivated. Well, with streaming, I've been doing it for 2 years, and at first it was just a hobby, something to do while I was going through my arthritis on my back. And it became something I loved. Became good at it. I learned. It's people think, oh, you're just streaming video games. You're just wasting your time. But it's more than that. And I'll talk about it in another video. It's about meeting people across the world and getting to know people. Like the people I've met from my streams has changed me as a person. Like the fact that you know something people criticize that they don't understand why people do it, can do that for somebody. You can meet some pretty awesome people on there. So, it's definitely a video I want to make, not only for my, I want to give tips on streaming. Obviously I'm not the greatest streamer, but I do think I have good insight on things. But I do want to make a video for that, my experience of, streaming and, doing Twitch. So I do want to share that with you guys. Pretty much streaming is almost like you're self-employed. I kind of, it's kind of like your off-the-wall shop, like where people can come see you, and you entertain people. It's Twitch just gave us an amazing platform for us to, know, show our entertainment talents, and it means a lot because it was, it's something that, I just it started becoming so easy for me because I was just myself. I don't try to be someone I'm not. So but I'll talk about that in other videos. I just I kind of got into that because I was talking about people not understanding what I'm doing. And I'm and it was hard to be proud of it, and what I was doing. But and it's hard to explain to them what I'm good at. I know they know I'm good at other stuff. I'm very athletic. I'm in shape. It's not like I work my butt off to stay in shape. I really do try to be the best possible kid for them. I know that life hasn't been easy, and I really wish I could do something nice for them one day, and I wish that, you know, I, and I want to prove them wrong, and it's not so much my mom. I think my mom actually believes in me and she sees what I'm doing, and oh, finding out that my brother watches my videos, like, that's crazy. Like, I didn't think that. Like, I didn't think he would watch them. Not because he doesn't care, it's just because that's not really his personality. You know, he doesn't really watch YouTube. So the fact that he watched my videos and said nice things about it, shows me that, I'm doing good at this, you know, and that's all that I ever wanted to do is be successful at something. I've always had, passion for doing more. I just always kind of, had a hard time finding out, what it is I was going to do, and I'm excited about my future because I know that I can achieve things. Like, no matter what I do, I think I have the strength and, the building blocks I've been through to get to where I am today, to be who I am today. It really helped me get to the point where I'm confident about myself, about my future, what I'm going to do. You know, I, I never thought I'd be this strong, and I wish, I wish my parents can see what others see. I sucks because, I hear so many positive things from friends about me, and then you come home and it's like, oh, you're not feeling like you're good enough, and I always try to be respectful, in everything I do, and I just try to keep to myself, but you know, I can't give up on this. This is too important to me, and I'm finally smiling when I wake up because I'm so happy about reaching out to people and streaming. Like, I'm finally, like, before, sometimes streaming would get to a point where I felt like it was like work, and I mean, that's what it should be, especially if that's trying to do that as a job. But now I just go on there and have fun, and every day is different, and I meet new people all the time, so it's very unique and it's cool, because I'm able to be myself without having to worry about being fake. There's no one controlling me. I'm able to run my own stream and be myself, and you know to who I am as a person. That's my stream. I just wish, they would see that. But, for the most part, you know, I try to hint to my mom a few times about, me um, being a woman, and it kind of came off as like cross-dressing, and I knew it wasn't that. Like, no, it's not just that. I don't just. It was never something like that. It was always like I wanted to be at 24 hours a day. I felt like a woman, and what's crazy is, you know, all those years knowing that and then finally being myself today and how easy it is for me to, be myself today. It's crazy. Like I always knew it and I knew it at such a young age. So I think we know more about ourselves than people want to attempt to believe and understand. You kind of feel this sense within yourself and it's very unique, So, from little on, I try to tell her, I mean, it happened since I was little, so it was crazy. I went through a lot of depression, and I didn't talk to my parents. What was I gonna say to them? At that time in the world, it wasn't something that people wanted to talk about. People think negatively. Once people have an assumption of a certain type of person, that's what they're always going to think, when they stereotype people. So, I don't think people fully understand that we're just trying to be people. Like, we're not trying to, just trying to be happy. And so it wasn't easy to tell them, what am I going to tell them? Yeah, your daughter's transgender. So it's like, hmm. And, and for me, like I've told you guys before, I grew up religious, so I didn't know how they were going to take that either. Like I thought God was going to hate me. I thought parents were going to hate me. I thought everyone was going to hate me. I thought I was going to be alone. That's what I thought. I thought I was going to be alone the rest of my life in my own little life. That's what I thought as a kid. And, I didn't know how to talk to my parents because I was scared. We've always been a sports family. We've always at my brother's soccer tournaments. So we were always busy. And, there wasn't any time for, sensitivity and stuff like that. So I really wasn't able to be myself and it really hurt me. And I struggled big time. I wanted, other friends that were girls, and it was very difficult. So, it was very, very challenging. So it was really hard. And, I never really felt comfortable telling my parents. Even in my teen years, I still didn't really, I couldn't talk about it with them. And, I hinted at my mom a couple times, but it didn't stick. I think she thought it was a phase. And, I, and I just couldn't do it anymore. And, I felt once I told them, I thought it was like the end of the world. You know, this is it. This is when they're gonna hate me. So it was really hard. And, part of me feels like, my, you know, dad still kind of has, you know, something against me, but, that's probably just me being me, you know, and being critical of myself, but, and me and my mom, I wish we kind of had a stronger bond of like daughter mother, but that's not because of me transitioning though. That's just our relationship and sense. So you know, I really still have never really had that kind of bond with another woman, like as friends like that. I have a couple of friends that are women, but like I don't really, you know, I mean, I do a little bit, but I don't really have somebody I'm talking to all the time, So, it's still don't really have that, which sucks. That'd be nice to have a connection with somebody where you can go shopping and do things together. Um, but I've gotten into conversations with her, and she's like, see you know, what you don't get is, I lost a son, and when I think about that, and I was like, and I understand, like I feel like they should just, be okay, and I don't, I didn't sit down to think what she lost, and I'm sorry for that to her for, just assuming that everything was okay, and it's it's somebody I try to be. I try to be open to everything and talk about everything, whether it's negative towards me, or positively. I didn't think about that, and I guess, I don't know, I just want her to be happy, and I don't want her to not to be happy because of me and what happened to change in my life. I just really wish we could have just been family that, we did a lot together, and it really hurt that we weren't able to spend more time with each other. We don't really do trips. We're kind of like a, you know, solo type family where we do our own thing. We don't really, other than Christmas time, we don't other you really get together for anything. And it sucks because I'm the type of person I love when family's around. Like I love seeing, you know, friends and family and people I haven't seen in a long time. So, I do enjoy that. I love holidays. So there's things that I wish I had, and I wish I could do more, and I wish that they can understand me more and just who I am as a person. I mean, everybody's different, and I talk about this all the time. So I understand. People have different views of the world and what happens. I I do love my parents more than anything, and I'm grateful every day for that. They've done some pretty amazing things for me. Obviously, we're always going to have our arguments. So, for the most part, though, my parents have been very accepting to me. They don't show embarrassment, and, you know, they really don't. I get teased a lot, but, not so much compliments, more if they give me a hard time with what I wear. Listen to my dad. Shh. And I can't help it. Like, I just like to dress a certain way. Like, obviously, I don't dress too crazy, but, it's like after all these years, I just want to be happy and be myself. Like, and, you know, part of me just wanted to be me. Like, even though, I'm tired of what people think. Like, if they think that's ugly, then that's on them. Like, I have my own style, I have my own personality. I do what I like, and I don't worry about what other people do and what they are and what they're doing. I just try to be a good person, spread positivity, share my story, show that nothing in life is perfect. We all have our struggles, our challenges. I want to try to be an open book, but I also want to make sure I don't overstep privacy, which, kind of talking about this video kind of made me a little skeptical of that. But, for the most part, I just want to share the basics of my family, of, you know, who we are, and I've always been proud of my family and our, we have a very unique Italian last name, so it's, we're proud, and it's, it's always been like that. So it's, I just never want to, hurt our name, and that was something else that made it hard because, we have such a unique last name and it was really cool, but then everybody knows who you are, especially in small cities and schools and stuff like that, because you don't, so you know what I mean? So it's like you don't want to ruin your family's name, and it's a lot of pressure because it's like you want to be happy, but yeah, you don't want to hurt others. You guys have any questions, just about kind of what I went through with my parents? You know, it took, honestly, it took them a little bit, with pronouns and stuff like that. So, and that really hurts. You got to get used to that just because you're like so ready for this. And then, people say the pronouns and it can hurt. Like people that I knew before, they still call me by my old name. And it's like, thanks, dude. Seriously? Like, And I mean, I know it's hard for some people because, you have something in their head so much, and then they sit there and they can't learn the new way of who so it's very unique. But the pronouns, you kind of got to get used to. you know they're My dad makes mistakes sometimes, pronouns still, but my mom's really good. She had struggles, but she's doing good. And I really got nothing to complain. I just hope we grow as a family. I think um open wise, I think we're becoming more open. Like me, I was never open. Like, this is new to me. I didn't talk to anybody. Now I'm talking to you guys. So it's like, it's kind of cool and unique, because, before I was never able to sit here and say, maybe I'm acting wrong. Like, I never had somebody to discipline me if I wasn't doing something right. So it's hard to know if I was making mistakes. So it's nice on here because it's like, you know, Haley, I think that, you're just being mean. I'm just kidding. But seriously, it is kind of nice because, if I'm complaining about something, or if I don't, I kind of take it granted for the things I have. I have people that can correct me on that because, I don't want to be negative. I want to be positive with what I have, and I want to share that positivity with you guys, and live your life. I know every parents are different, you know, and obviously I got some parents aren't, accepting or loving at all when it comes to it, and that's really hard. So please find people that, you know, that care about you. That's what's important. There's people out there, and you just got to be real with people. And then the ones that, you know, you're real with, that, see you for you, they're going to be the ones that are going to be there for you. I want to say before I go, I want to say two things that I'll always remember, with my parents. I would say for my mom, I would say the thing I'm gonna miss most with my mom is her hugs. We don't we don't show much affection in our family, and I'm probably I'm, I'm an affectionate person, so it's hard on me. But I would say that the specialist times that I'm gonna miss with my mom will be hugging. Just That's my mom, and to be able to hug her, you know. That's why I always tell you guys, don't take your life for granted. Don't let fights, know, don't let fights consume you. Don't let anger consume you. Don't be hateful because I was hateful. I didn't enjoy life, you know, and I wasted so much time, that I could have been positive and happy and helping people. But I love, I love my mom. Just everything's not always good. You know, just don't take it for granted. For my dad, it would be different. For my dad, thing about my dad is he can actually be really funny. Like, if he just drops his guard and you get him on a good night, he just he's funny. He is. And maybe it's because he's so serious, so when he jokes, it's that much more funnier. Because you're like, you don't expect this guy, this guy that's been serious his whole life to make jokes, and he can, and they're kind of funny because they're like, me and my brother, like we kind of have the same humor, like we think the same things are funny. And the other things that I enjoy with my dad is when because we all love sports and fantasy, and the dude can't get a player's fantasy name right. So, it's unique experiences, but, I wouldn't take those memories back, and we're all different. We all show different emotions, so I'm not going to sit here and be judgmental. I just chalk it up as, being more compatible with people and them believing, being more like you so they understand what you're doing because they feel it too, and that's why I try not to be mad at anybody. I don't hold grudges. I just try to be a positive person, and I try to have instance with people to learning from them because I want to understand their side of it too. Everything's not going to be perfect. Somebody's going to be right or wrong. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we're able to communicate without causing fights and anger. It's about respecting others. You know, I want to share I want to open up a little bit and share this with you guys about my parents, and my emotions. And so I hope you guys enjoyed. Obviously, I hate talking about. I want to open up to you guys, but I want to open up in a professional way where I'm not, bring. I don't want to put people on here like if it's my brother, my parents, I don't want to bring them on here and talk about them if it's going to bother them. I talked a little bit about my brother last um, video, and good thing he was okay with that. I wasn't really thinking about it because I could hurt somebody, and I don't want to do that. I'm trying to just let you guys in on my life, and if I ever you know, hurt anyone, please tell me, and I'll do what I can to correct it. I'll do everything I can to correct it, do what I can. Like, damn. All right, well, I feel like I put enough effort into it, so I think that's good. But no, I mean, I will change it. Like, I don't want somebody to hurt anybody. Like, I love you guys, and I want these to be positive. So, anyways, guys, I make my videos forever, forever, forever. I love you guys. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. It helps me out. If you want to know more about my story, subscribe. I love you guys, and I will see you guys on the next one.